Earlier today, ESPN's Get Up crew on if Deshaun Watson can return to being one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
They got to understand, he was the #1 passer in 2020. He completed 70% of his passes, 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, 440-plus yards rushing. I think that's entirely too much if we're asking Deshaun to get back to that guy right now. I think if we can get 75% of that, Cleveland, I think right now would be okay with that.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
He should absolutely get back to that Houston.
He better, right?
$230 million.
That's the point.
100%.
I understand.
No.
They gave him a
all,
contract that completely turned the entire NFL upside
and the Browns
down.
are good.
Yeah.
The Browns have a good roster.
He should be that good again?
Heck yeah. The roster that he has in Cleveland is significantly better than the roster, maybe outside of DeAndre Hopkins, but Amari Cooper is no slouch. It is a significantly better overall roster than he had in Houston. I think he should be playing as well. I think he should get reps tonight. There's no question asked. This is what I want to see out of Deshaun. Are you back to being the bouncy, twitchy, sudden athlete that we saw in Houston? Because that was not the case last year in the small body of work. How is his feel for football back? You know, the sense of timing and rhythm and seeing windows open and close. I want to see that. And that's why I think he should be playing in the preseason. I want to see how their offense is going to be a little bit different because I think their offense should change a little bit under Kevin Stefanski. I think it should be a little bit more open, spread out, allowing his talent to be on display.
Well, let's welcome in Quincy Carrier, Untitled, Unfiltered Browns coverage. Quincy, people are fixating on the numbers. I don't expect him to throw the ball as much as he did in Houston because it's a better roster, because they're not going to be trailing. And if they have 4 wins, there are going to be a lot of changes up and down Browns.
It's funny to me, too, because I don't think Deshaun Watson's best season was 2020. Like, the numbers were great in 2020. And part of that had to do because the defense was so bad for the Houston Texans that year. But if you go back and look at his 2019 season, I mean, you can argue that that's the best Deshaun Watson and is not the one with the gaudy numbers. I think we get so fascinated and fixated with passing yards that we forget that that's one of the least important passing stats for a quarterback to have, because it's one of the most inflatable ones. So if he gets back to 5,000 passing yards or leads the league in passing, I could care less. It's more about what you're seeing every day, what he's giving you a chance to do. And did Dan Orlovsky say that Deshaun Watson didn't look athletic last year? Did I hear that correctly?
He said he didn't look twitchy.
What? I mean, like, he didn't look comfortable in the pocket for a couple of games, but, like, he looked athletic in all of those games. That's a new one. I haven't heard that.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. An elite quarterback, you feel like you're going to win the game when he has the ball and the score is tied or you need a score. If he does that, if he gives you the sense we're never out of a game, he's what you wanted. That's what you want in a quarterback.
Yeah, if you don't feel like you have to like the thing with Baker was every time we played Lamar Jackson, every time we played Joe Burrow, every time we played Pat Mahomes, we felt like, hey, we have to compensate for the fact that our quarterback is not on the level of their quarterback. Having an elite quarterback means that you don't have to compensate. And when you're compensating, what do I mean by that? Is like, hey, we can't make any mistakes. We got to play a perfect game. We can't give them anything. We want other teams to feel like that when they play us, right? Like, that's what you want.
Yep. Like you can score, so you can take some chances is basically what you're saying as well.